Tonight, the story that every parent needs to watch with their kids.
When a Carmel teen died, the family spoke only to 24-Hour News 8's Karen Hensel. Now she has video with incredible impact.
Now, the death of Brett Finbloom prompted many of us as parents to talk one-on-one with our own kids. If there were a party, underage drinking, and someone was hurt, would your kids call 911? Well, tonight, for the first time, hear from the kids who were there about those frantic final moments. We are not naming the kids who talked to protect their futures.
And it was one of those things that when you saw him, it was like, okay, he's passed out drunk.
Those there say Brett had stepped outside to make a phone call to get some fresh air, that he'd been outside 30 minutes before they found him passed out on the ground. They carried him inside to the couch.
He's not responding.
There was debate, confusion. What should they do?
We went and got like a cold rag to put on his head.
Someone tweeted a picture of Brett that he was passed out. At the time, it was funny. But eventually, they realized something was seriously wrong. Instead of 911, they called his parents.
My first reaction to whether or not I should leave a voicemail, I was like, God, if Brett wakes up and he knows I called his parents, I was like, Brett would kill me.
As the minutes passed, do they call 911? And if they do, what will happen? An arrest for underage drinking could ruin careers, dreams before they ever started.
I went and called 911, and that's when people were running out of the house.
She dialed 911, handed the phone to the one who lived there, and then she too ran.
And we have a friend here. We think that he's had too much to drink. We cannot wake him up right now. We'd like to get an ambulance out here ASAP. I cannot feel a pulse right now, so I'm really freaking out.
The kids at the party scattered, running into a friend from another party down the street. Through Twitter and Instagram, he already knew that Brett was in trouble.
He was not doing well, and I was like, well, is someone, when you hear a kid is blue, that instantly struck me as he's not getting anything to his brain and something is wrong.
Word was spreading on Twitter. Brett was drunk. Maybe something is wrong.
People had texted me and told me, and other people, and I knew it wasn't good.
Even outside the party, out of trouble, listen to what they said. Kids worried.
People were saying, don't call, and people were telling me not to call, and I wasn't even there, and people were saying, don't call.
What was he drinking?
I think just vodka.
When medics finally arrived, Brett's heart was stopped. He was rushed to the hospital. Nearly 100 kids gathered at the hospital to hold vigil, to pray. Tonight, a rare moment when underage drinking becomes not just words, but life-changing.
The family would like me first to reemphasize that this accident was absolutely alcohol-related. It was due to the amount of alcohol in Brett's system. It was not due to a fall or a hit in the head.
None of them were prepared for the next words.
The family would like for me to announce that Brett passed away. Next to Jeremy. And we're planning on a funeral Thursday or Friday.
Among their tears, they cried, grieved, prayed.
Gracious God, we thank you for the life and the faith of Brett.
The reality of underage drinking now hitting hard.
I'm Brett's mother, and I would just like to thank all of you for your tremendous support.
Within hours, a party of celebration and saying goodbye changes their lives. Because of one night, Brett will not be a freshman. He will be an organ donor. Brett will not go to college. He's in a cemetery. Brett will not come home, ever. Each of Brett's closest friends say his death has changed their first year at college.
And it's real, and you need to know the dangers of, because I don't know how good of jobs parents actually do of telling their kids, look, it is actually like a serious drug.
Now, the girl in the story talked with 911, didn't know the address, so had to hand the phone off. None of those kids there that night will be charged by Carmel police. Please talk to your kids about the Lifeline law created to protect the one who calls 911 and the one who assists. Brett was just 1 week from leaving for college in Oklahoma, where they are now creating their own Lifeline law based on Indiana. So on this one, teach your kids, call, stay there and wait, and save a life.
But if they question whether parents can have much influence over preparing a kid for this, that video should say everything the kids need to see, just because of what it does to their friends.
Yeah, it's so heart-wrenching, and a lot of credit goes to those parents because they're taking this message to a lot of schools and churches in central Indiana, but also to the two kids who stepped forward and talked with us and shared with us with what happened. Very brave that night, but it's got a lot of the kids talking, and I think a lot of realization is now hitting.
All right, Karen, thank you.
Thank you
very much.